I've always dreamt of being a physician and being able to serve and help people. When I was 12 years old, I started community college in Arizona, and I ended up graduating with my associates 2 years later. I loved it, and so I wanted to continue. I applied to several schools in Utah, one of them being Weber State University, and so I transferred here when I was 14 years old.
My career path was definitely not a straight line. I ended up at Weber by choice. I came in having been slightly defeated in my previous attempts to apply to various dental programs. And the undergraduate courses that I was able to take at Weber State were the missing link.
I am going to be graduating when I'm 17 years old. This is my 5th year going to college, and I've had fun. A lot of people worry that I haven't been a kid and that my childhood is now essentially gone. I have taken breaks, I have slacked off, I am a student, I am a teenager, but this is what I've wanted to do. Come fall, I will be attending the University of Utah Masters of Public Health. So I would like to get that done in a year.
This last application cycle to dental schools, I had the pleasure to interview at 5 separate dental programs. And when December 1st came around, 4 of them had accepted me. I had applied prior, and I have empirical evidence that, you know what, Weber State is the school to go to in order to succeed.
When I first started Weber State, I was a young, naive girl, and now I think I am ready to go out into the world and get my master's, and I am forever grateful to Weber State University.
I've had a goal for over 6 years to start a community center, respite center, shelter for youth. I want to be an advocate for youth. I want the youth to feel like they have a safe place that they can land when they're having a hard time. And through the professors and the other students at Weber State, I've been able to open Youth Future Shelter Home, which is the first residential support temporary youth shelter in Utah. And it's amazing. I can hardly believe it came to fruition. I am so proud of myself for doing this. It's been a huge process. There's so many things that were holding me back from getting this done, and it's really emotional because it wasn't easy. It was hard to go back to school. I wasn't sure I could do it. I believe service is what makes us leave our mark on the world. It helps us make a difference. And Weber State helped give me the skills, the education, the strength, the courage to make that happen.
I've been at Weber State for 12 and a half years. I started in the fall of 2002. I started out at Weber State wanting to get into radio. My dream used to be a DJ, and then I figured out that everybody's got an iPod or Pandora or Spotify or something like that, so it's really hard to make it in that. You have to be like really good. So that killed that dream. So I took some journalism classes, and I found out that I really have a knack for that kind of writing, and I really enjoy it. I like to see something come out in the signpost that I wrote, and to hold it in my hand and go, wow, that started out in my head. I wrote that. That's the neatest feeling.
I hung out in the music department a lot because there's a lot more girls there than there are in the engineering department. And also because I play the cello, and I played with the Weber State Symphony Orchestra. I just can't describe the feeling of what it is when I'm playing with the symphony and we're playing Star Wars, and it's like, it's just the coolest music ever, and it's just so much fun.
I don't think the professors realize all the time the amount of influence they have on their students. I took a journalism class from Allison Hess. She really believed that I was a good writer and made me want to get into journalism and write more stuff for the Signpost, and made me genuinely, believe that, hey, I might have a talent here. I didn't really know about that.
I started with my education many years ago and graduated from Snow College in back in 1974. And then I was married that very same year, that summer. And my husband was also working on his education, so at that time I supported him in furthering his education. And then we also started our family. I had always had the dream of going back and finishing. That had been one of my goals. And so I had the opportunity at that time after all of my children had graduated from high school. So I decided it was my turn to go back and finish my education.
My mom, my sister, and I, we moved from California to Utah. My mom was saying for months that we were going to do it. Me and my sister didn't believe her until the car was packed up. So from there, my family has just kind of just been plugging along, and I always knew that I wanted to go to a university. I went to high school. I didn't do great in high school, but I did just enough to be able to qualify for the Cal State system. That basically made me eligible for Weber State. And so I just came up here, registered for classes, and tried to work it out with my schedule as best as possible. The staff and faculty, I just really enjoy my classes, honestly, the lectures and those kind of things. Outside of the classroom, like trying to get me opportunities.
All the faculty and all the other staff, I think they're really invested in you and they want you to succeed.
They're here to try to make us successful. It's because of them that I'm here graduating and am able to do what I'm doing.
Weber State gave me back my hope for the future.
I would say that Weber State has been the catalyst for some of my greatest successes so far in my life.
They gave me the tools and the options that I needed, and all while making it affordable for me to get it done.
Learning is a lifelong process, and I can't think of anything better I could have done in the last 5 years.
I'm just proud to be a Weber State graduate, and I'm glad that I can represent them for the rest of my life.
Even when you think you can't do it, don't give up. I've come really close a few times, and a lot of times it seems like that's the easy way to go, but keep working at it. You'd be surprised what you're capable of.